They are development. Why they are not? Number one, what doctor said, the first pre-operative evaluation, the rejection will be minimal. So in this world today, second level, third level matching is happening. But we did the level 4. That is not only cross matching, HLA typing, but genetic mapping. So gene to gene, the rejection is zero. Number two, the I said we are the only one in Africa and very few in the world. We don't open what the kidney is behind, not in the front. We do keyhole surgery, laparoscopic surgery. So both donor and recipient. So the minimal invasion, less blood, less post-operative complication, post-operative recovery is fast, and the success story. Number three, we have the best, as Wakili says in the council, that we have the best written renal ICU. Then, as I said, we are very cost effectiveness, and don't forget, as a small doctor, I witnessed the best human touch. I don't say others are bad within Africa. Thank you very much.
Can I just have the last one, please? And it is to you, Laura, again. Kindly.
One, not more than one.
Thank you. You mentioned that these procedures, in doing these procedures, you're fully compliant with the laws that exist on transplant in Kenya. Okay, maybe you could just mention specifically which law these procedures are, under which laws these procedures are done. And then you mentioned that there are some gaps and shortcomings, and in which then you, where that happens, you apply the international standards, or rather the international standards apply. I'm interested in the gaps that have come up during these procedures and the laws that apply.
Okay, Honorable Senior Counsel, I will answer that with your permission. There is no gaps are there. Let me tell you. There are two types of law. A general law where we do kidney transplant, the Health Act. Health Act, there is a law about kidney transplant, which is very basic and which is very broad, not broad spectrum. Number two, the specific law of kidney transplant, or we call tissue transplant. There are 5 types of tissue transplant happens. Heart transplant, lungs transplant, kidney transplant, liver transplant, and cornea transplant. And blood transfusion, because blood is also foreign body, a recipient and a donor. Am I correct? Blood donation. So all these 6 things, we have to have a proper bill in the parliament, which Kenya government is doing with the best of ability and effort. They are doing it, and with this ministry, with the new our CS, it will happen very soon. I was told that, and the parliament is going to pass the bill, and then the proper law about the donor, about the recipient, about the surgery, about the perimeters, which can be gone in Kenya Parliament, in the Constitution, so that will be referred as a law. And don't forget, law also protects you. And we are not accusing. And let me tell you, Kenya is a progressive country. We are a very young country. So we cannot work and try in a day. So we are doing it. But what is happening is good for future. Thank you very much. Suspension in Mediheal kidney transplant program. He has also advised which hospitals to go. I think there are 9 hospitals in Mensa. 8 hospitals, sorry. Hospitals he has mentioned in the Republic of Kenya. And the people from which are outside the country, they are very safe and well taken care by respective country consultant nephrologist and neurologist and transplant surgeons. Thank you.
I wanted to find out how many were waiting for their to the samples. This is a highly placed facility not only in this country but globally. How many patients were online to come to this facility that could have been affected by the directive that the government out?
Not really. It is a very short time. We have not known. It is time is very short, 1 week. and that is will be told by our technical team, and we will come back to you then. We'll come back.
Okay, so we will answer that later. And thank you for choosing to ask one question. The gentleman behind there. Let's take 3 questions and then we'll see.
As far as charges are concerned, or knowledge is concerned, different health facilities, either public sector, private sector, different countries, they have their own charges. If you go and take a smoked salmon fish in Ireland, it is $50 or euro, and in India it is €5, and Kenya it is maybe €4. So it depends country to country according to their policy, manpower, and economic structure. So as far as our knowledge and information is concerned, why we said $150,000 on an average in developed part of the world? Because of somewhere in very developed countries, like they charge $250,000. China charges $85,000 because Arabs are going from Middle East, and that we know because Arabs were supposed to come here, all GCC countries, 23 countries. Now Singapore charges $150,000. So on that basis, now as a developing country, as far as our socioeconomic status concerned and paying capacity, a doctor can charge 50,000, a doctor can charge 5,000 as professional fees. So we made our best of our ability with human touch, a cost effective. We are not calling it cheap. We call it is cost effective, affordability. And why is the discrimination between $25,000 to $35,000? Because looking to our, as I said, socioeconomic status to Africa, sometimes we, by the way, we do in 2 million ceiling, that is $18,000. Because, and you know, Mediheal, as how many times we have done CSR. So, the people paying capacity, we thought it is better to have $10,000 extra to not only to get the business ability, but to upgrade and update the technology and the research and development, and also our CPD, continuous professional development. So this money where? Well, thank you very much. Okay.
So that issue of India, we very much need to please do your own investigations, do your own journalism. Don't entirely rely on that German report. We probably should just mention also that we've issued a demand letter to those German media outlet for false misrepresentation. Lastly, we saw yesterday in some of the media outlets some people saying they were either donors, I think mainly donors, saying they feel threatened. My learned friend Mr. Oibo was supposed to address that. We want to say that has nothing to do with Mediheal, and we're happy to cooperate with any institution that is interested in knowing where Mediheal stands. I know nobody pointed at Mediheal, but we want to emphasize that we are sorry to those people. We will cooperate with any process that will give them the comfort, the assurance that they have seen. And lastly, some of the donors have made reference to money. We want to put a premium on the totality of those interviews, being that none of them say that Mediheal was involved in that process. And Mediheal has never been involved in any exchanges of money. The only money that Mediheal is involved in is payment of the charges for the medical attention. We will leave, I want to leave it there. Preferably, based on what the German has said.
follow up on my learned friend's point about the media. This is really important. And all this, what is happening, all these events have arisen because of the DW article on 14th of April, published with respect to the issues, to the procedures of this hospital. The report itself, just the title itself was sensational. Kidneys for cash inside a global organ trafficking network. An international network is said to be exploiting poor, vulnerable Kenyans as organ donors, reaping substantial profits by selling these organs to patients in Germany and other countries. Any scientist, any doctor who reads this knows that this is not true. Organ transplant is not anything you wake up to and undertake within hours. It's a whole scientific process. You've been taken around through our facilities. Each of those theaters you've seen costs nothing less than $5 million. And as my learned friend has said, Kenya has come of age with respect to medicine. The doctors who conduct these processes are skillful doctors with capabilities, capacities to undertake these processes. The German media, I would have expected them to be ethically accurate by going further and showing us who are these Kenyans who are exploited. How can I just get someone from the streets, grab him, come here, take away his kidney, and life goes on? We have systems in this country. This country has systems, and that's why we are all here, because the systems work. The systems work. We protect our own. We protect our very own. It was a reckless article. They never called any of us to get our side of the stories. They never interviewed any of these alleged donors that are walking around selling their organs. They did not do that. And we will not stop there. But the good thing that we're saying that the system works is that even we're very grateful to this government. The moment the president heard of his noise about organ transplant, they asked us, please stop the kidney transplant, because they know the intelligence. They have the intelligence report of what we're doing. They've been licensing us. We're getting licenses every year. And before the license is out, there's an audit that comes around. And this audit are undertaken by government officers, specialists, who walk around and they take notes. Now, for someone out there to come and say that there's a hospital that is selling organs, they're actually attacking the entire medical system in this country. It's not true. It's really wrong. And that's why we are urging you, please help us to publish this story properly. We are opening this audit to the public. We've told you this, that this audit will be to the public. Everyone is invited. If you know anyone out there who has any complaint about these processes at the hospital, please sit with them, get their stories, publish it. But please, we are urging you, let's publish the right story. The audit is happening. Parliament has set up its own committee. The Ministry of Health has its own committee. We will all do this together. And we will come out and we'll show you what we are doing. So when we hear that a patient is coming from Israel, these are developed states, and they're coming for a medical process at the heart of Africa, in Eldoret, with a facility that has world-class facilities at a good rate, and they go home, they are happy. We need to be proud of ourselves for that. Someone is not happy that Kenya is offering this kind of services, and they now want to tarnish our names through this sensational reporting. It's not right. So we urge you, respectfully, please, let's run the right stories. You will be welcome for this audit report. I advised you yesterday. We are here. You can reach out to any of the patients. Come and get our records. Our patients are ready to come out. There are WhatsApp groups being formed. The patients are there. I saw it yesterday. And they're willing to come out and say what is happening. The donors are there. So you have your own intelligence systems. Find out these patients, find out these donors, and find out what's happening. And you will understand that there's nothing out here other than to tarnish a name of a good business going. That's all from me.
Okay. And I would like to address the issue of what we have seen as sensational by the Kenyan media. This story was stripped from reporting from the German media. DW, and it was unfortunate that Kenya media picked it, and we've seen a lot of the follow-up investigations. And the questions people ask, which I think Senior Trafficking has emphasized, is people ask, why can an Israeli come to Kenya? Or why can a German come to Kenya for clinical? And he has explained just the advancement of medicine in Kenya. And today, as all of you know, India is the leading medical economy in the country. But why India? Why India, not Germany? Why India, not USA? Kenya and India, we attain our independence around the same time. So what we do not want to have the media. We really want the media to be, have a patriotic sense when they report hard news, so that we do not try and sensationalize a story just for the sake of getting the feeds. But when you report against someone, against an institution, I really urge the Kenyan media to have national interest, to have visit the facilities like you have done today, to go over and above what the Germans have reported, because ultimately there is a colonial mentality that unfortunately I must tell the Kenyan media that we feel sad, and the Kenyan media has also somehow been dropped into that idea that why would one German patient who we understand now actually suing the media outlet in Germany was report, and yet we have taken that as the gospel. We have enough authority as Kenya, as you have seen, you've gone down the facility. And I think Kenya is obeyed. Kenya is obeyed. Media, we want you to report as Kenyans, report patriotically. Thank you.
I've been asked to do the introduction of people here. I will do that. My name is Trafficking. I'm an advocate. I will introduce the other advocate in order of seniority. To my extreme left, second is Mr. Peter Oibo, an advocate. And then we have Conrad Manoba. If you could just put up your hands so that people know. Then we have Mark Maura. And then Mr. Okuso Ochieng, there is. And then we have the Vice Chair and the Administrator of the hospital, Mary Limo, present here. And then we have Dr. Murphy, Multi, sorry. He will deal with the medical issues. We were expecting a representative from the nurses, but he's a bit held up, and we will deal with it as we go along. And then we have the founding chair, Dr. Mishra. So, yes. I think then we called you here. Sorry?
Yeah, they moved to the one.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Let's move.
No microphone.
Wasonge tu hivi. Na move hivi.
It's okay.
So this is what we propose to do. We called you here to respond to the very many allegations that have been made against Mediheal and to clarify the position that Mediheal holds on these issues. And I will do a rundown of the issues, the intention being that by doing the rundown, we will have answered quite a number of the issues that have come up in the course of time. After that, we will invite you to ask a couple of questions for clarification. We want to emphasize that as Mediheal, we are very anxious to be understood, to have answers to all those issues, to be transparent and to be open on these issues. Now, we are aware that the main issue at hand is the issue of the kidney transplants, and we want to start off as Mediheal by emphasizing that we are not involved in any trafficking, we are not involved in any syndication, in any syndicate, and we are not involved in any criminal enterprise related to the issues of kidney transplants. All that Mediheal does is to provide medical services. That's all they are doing. They are not involved in how these other issues that people have said. I should probably observe that even when people use the word syndicate, use the word trafficking, they do not give substance to that, and many times you wonder why the word trafficking is used against the name of Mediheal. We also want to emphasize for the public that we will cooperate. We will cooperate with anybody who wants to know anything related to what Mediheal did in relation to the handling of the kidney transplants. We will cooperate with all security agencies. We will cooperate with the police. We will cooperate with all parliamentary committees that may be interested in knowing. We will cooperate with medical board and any other ancillary medical institutions that are interested in knowing what Mediheal did. We will cooperate with any tissue transplant committees and Ministry of Health generally. We will also readily answer any questions that are put to us, and we will provide information and data. And I want to emphasize this. Many outlets, many interviews, many allegations relate to the pretense and the purpose that Mediheal doesn't have data and materials relating to the kidney transplant. We want to assure you that we have all that information and we will be able to avail them. But we want to say that we will want to exercise caution that we do provide that information and data within the law. In particular, legal provisions that stand out are the doctor-patient confidentiality requirements and data protection. With that, with our indemnification for those aspects, we are ready to share the information. Having said that introductory part, I want to just say that Mediheal started the process of conducting kidney transplants in November 2018.
So here we are starting KSE. We have the private and semi-private wards. From here we have the postnatal, and as we go, we will have the nipple, maternities, and theatre. So currently we are not busy. We have in
We can go that way.